and welcome to Bestie Life. This is Daniela, and today we're going to talk about mental health, mental wellness, shifting our perspective, and changing the conversation when it comes to this topic. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll be right back. Hi, thanks again for joining Bestie Life. This is Daniela. Like I said, today we're going to talk about mental health, mental wellness, shifting the perspective when it comes to mental health, and changing the whole conversation. At the beginning of May for Mental Health Awareness Month, I had a post on my Instagram just kind of highlighting the fact that we all have minds. So when it comes to thinking about mental health or talking about mental health, it really does apply to everyone at some point in your life, whether yourself personally or someone you know. And so how do we change the way people view it? I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers, who he quotes as saying, "Anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that is mentionable can be more manageable." So he says when we talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming, less upsetting, and less scary. You know, the fact that this was a message that he imparted on children, I think is something we could all definitely learn a lesson from. So hopefully we can start this conversation, continue it on my Facebook and my Instagram, and really look at, how it impacts us. Having had family members and others I know who have died by suicide, I get how scary talking about mental health can seem, and unfortunately some of the stigmas that go along with it. And I think by breaking down those stigmas is how we can help make it more approachable and something that people feel like they can talk about. Because when we hide how we're feeling, when we hide the things we're coping with and keep it in the shadows, is when it becomes more powerful, and it has that ability to then overcome individuals and feel like it's something that they can't manage, that they can't reach out and get help for. So let's talk about it, our mental health. Let's celebrate our mental wellness. By talking about our mental wellness and the things that help keep us well, we can build more of those skills, help build our resiliency, so that when we all deal with times of crisis and maybe have some issues with our mental health, we can build on our strengths and have the skills to help ourselves, whether it's coping skills, the skill to ask for help and feel vulnerable. All these types of things come into play. When I was little, I think about how cancer wasn't something that was talked about. It was kind of, quote, the C word that adults whispered and talked about, but it wasn't anything that people felt comfortable openly sharing as far as that they had cancer, that they were being treated for cancer. And now, we have walks, we wear pink, we plan testing dates with our friends. And so we talk about it, we support each other, and we have completely broken down that stigma when it comes to dealing with cancer, and we celebrate. We ring bells when we are able to be in remission. So let's, try and change the conversation around mental health in that same way. Maybe join walks, share our stories. I think we all have periods that we felt we were alone and isolated and the only ones dealing with, as well as just helping to even understand the science behind mental health, that it's not a choice. For a lot of individuals, it's a chemical imbalance, and that ability to seek out help the same way we would to see a dentist for a toothache or a heart doctor for, chest pain. It's that same type of thing. It's not a choice that someone makes. It's not just a matter of snapping out of it, that we need to help support people in feeling comfortable and sharing what they're feeling and how to ask for help, and ask for help in getting help so that they don't feel like it's something they need to do alone. By sharing our stories and our questions and our struggles is how it then becomes part of the day-to-day conversation, and something that then is more mainstream when it comes to people identifying and getting help with. When it comes to mental wellness, when we talk about self-care, which I talk about a lot in my posts in my blog, it's not just about healthy thoughts. It's about, mental wellness is about laughter. It's about gratitude. It's about exercising. It's about mindfulness, connection, community, healthy eating, forgiveness. All these types of things play into our mental wellness day to day to day. And so being able to recognize, actually incorporate them into our day-to-day life do we then find a better balance of mental wellness in our day-to-day? So hopefully some of these thoughts resonated with you. Some of these points got you maybe thinking a little bit differently, looking at mental health and mental wellness from a different perspective. Feel free to leave a comment or a question. Let me know what you think about this topic. And definitely, even though May is Mental Health Awareness Month, I think this is something year-round to constantly come back to and revisit as part of our self-care, as part of our stress management, when we kind of check in with ourselves and assess where we're at. So please take care of one another, take care of yourself. On my website, there will be links to different resources to kind of help find those supports for yourself or someone you care about, as well as ongoing through my social media, through different groups I'm going to be starting, helping to build those mental wellness skills and creating those supports not only within ourselves but within our community, and creating those conversations to build our own self-care and finding that bliss in our busy. So thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.